Welcome to Higher Frequencies.
Where do you go every time you leave? Why do you always gotta go somewhere away from me? I keep wondering if someday you'll just keep holding on. And like a fool, I just keep waiting till the hurry comes.
If you can find your way back home again, I hope you can find your way into my arms again.
Howdy, folks. We are back, and I'm very excited because I have my very first guest on Higher Frequencies. I have Pree with me, and so this will be very interesting. My first time trying to have a guest. So yeah,
Awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm so excited and very excited to be the first guest on this podcast. And yeah, let's get right into it.
cool. Well, why don't you just, I don't know, tell me a little about yourself, Pree, and kind of where you're from, how you ended up in, just a little bit of your story, whatever you feel like sharing, whatever you're into.
Sure. So my name is Pree, and originally I'm from India, and I moved to Canada about 9 years ago. And yeah, right now I am building my own little community to share my insights and everything that has helped me to come out of like really this dark place in my life into like a healed and a better and a like a more living version of myself. And so I moved to Canada 9 years ago, and the very first day when I landed, I lost my dad. And that was the day when I sort of hit that rock bottom in my life. And oh, it was like a whole ride. Life took me into this like really this deep place of darkness that I didn't know where to like how to come outside. Then I went through a sort of like a challenging relationship and navigating through understanding my self-worth and what I deserved, because I grew up in a middle class family where I believe like skin color was one of the things that, you know, I didn't grow up like with a very fair color, so I didn't have myself I never looked at myself in a way that I was pretty, or I was like, you know, I didn't have that confident, and I didn't think that I really deserved
Crazy.
all the good stuff in life. And yeah, and I moved here with very low self-image and low confidence, and I based on that, the decisions that I took and the choices that I made, everything surrounded the way I saw myself. And that made me, you know, hit more and more rock bottom, like navigating challenging relationships, trusting people that I didn't know any better then, and made really, you know, those decisions in my life that took me on a deep, you know, way deeper into getting my life more stuck and challenging. And then one day I was looking at myself in the mirror, and I was like, sort of like I got connected to this inner child, and I was like, like, where have I been? What am I doing here? And like, where is that girl that I kind of sort of knew before? And I realized that day how lost I was, and that there was so much darkness around me that I didn't want to live. I was like suicidal. I used drinking as an escape. And then, but that day, it's sort of like, it was like an awakening of like, what am I doing here?
And the awareness.
Yeah, like an awareness. But that was like the first glimpse of ever locking into this portal of like there's gotta be better.
Right.
Since then, I kind of started looking into healing, and my mom was also into meditation, yoga, breath work, all that stuff. So and I did used to like share everything with my mom, how I was feeling, and like all the darkness that I was carrying in my inner world. And my mom, suggested me to start like meditation and start connecting with my breath. And the more I kind of like started like thinking about it or asking myself those like self-reflection questions of where I am and what am I doing, all that stuff, everything started opening in terms of like I started getting the people that could validate my feelings at that time, and people who were already on the healing journey and were doing these modalities that helped them get better. And so it took me 4 years until now, where I think everything that I've done like in the last 4 years has helped me rediscover who I am and helped me like reborn into this newer, brighter, and a loving version of
Shine into
myself.
that super
Yeah,
bright
like,
star you are.
It started with understanding where I am and why am I here and what am I doing, into asking those questions around what do I really want, and then started to rediscovering my self-worth. And then after doing like this inner work for about 2 years, I decided to let go of this challenging relationship that I was in, because I had by then gained the courage to like be able to just stand on my own feet and be independent and not be afraid that if I'm going to be able to do it by myself or alone. So I did let that go, and since then I built my whole life from scratch. I brought my mom here, brought my sister here in Canada, and yeah, and since then I have been continuing on my healing journey and exploring what I really want to do, and defining the life, the terms of life that I want to live based on the career that I want to pursue or passions I want to explore. And so all of that. And it's been an amazing journey and a very beautiful ride. And I met amazing people along the way, as yourself.
Lucky me.
And yeah, so I believe everyone I met has been like a mirror to validate my feelings, and the stuff that to make me realize that it's not just in my head. Like everything that I've been working on, it's really working, and there are people who I can
Right.
resonate with.
Yeah.
There are people that I can relate with, and yeah, and we're all like helping each other walk home
Right.
and become a better and a whole and a more like a complete version of ourselves.
Well, I think that's why I always say again, it's like the best thing that you can do for anyone is really to do that work for yourself. And why it ends up being so rewarding is just because then you start, your reality is a mirror, as we know, as within so without. And so as you kind of heal those layers of yourself, you start seeing what you actually want to see, and you start
Exactly.
learning about how the thing actually works.
Yeah.
And then starting to find, like, I don't know about you, but my journey was it wasn't really low. I shouldn't say that. When I was kind of like, it was a little lonely, or there was some longing for wanting to find people who kind of like, I thought like I was the only one having these crazy experiences in Atlantic, Canada, and I'm like not even close, not even remotely close. But as I was kind of done of that initial, those stages where I had to dive deep in, then, I met you and met Benil and met, all these incredible people that just,
Yeah.
again, then you can start to play, then you can start to learn and grow, create,
Exactly.
and have more fun.
Exactly. Oh yeah, have more fun. And I think the whole idea for us is to make more memories. Like nothing else is gonna go with us at the end of the day, right? Like we're not gonna, no matter how far we can run behind success, achievement, recognition,
Okay.
all of that. But like at the end of the day, what's gonna matter
We don't
is
take anything with us.
yeah, nothing, not even a needle, right?
So that's,
like
yeah.
yeah, everything is gonna come down to the memories we make and the experiences we experience.
So what do you think the purpose of our life then is? Do you think
It's
do you think
just
that's
to
what it
be.
is?
I think
Just
it's
to be.
just to be. Yeah.
I love that.
Because for years, since I've been on my healing journey and understanding everything and really like diving in, I was thinking that I need to become someone. I need to be someone that I can kind of
Been
like,
there.
you know, until I don't become that, I can't accept myself because I know
Yeah.
what my potential is and what I got to do.
Yeah.
But
Oh,
now it's been like since last year, I'm thinking like it doesn't really matter. Like we're
yeah.
not really, it's all about remembering, who we have been and who we are, what our
Yeah.
truth is,
Yeah.
like our soul
Right.
identity, and becoming like more and more aligned to that
Right.
is what I'm really working on these days and practicing when I get triggered, when my old identity kind of pulls me back, and then when I feel the separation from the world, or as you said, like longing, all that,
Right.
I kind of try to come back to my breath and come back to like just the center of my being and my existence. And then I look around and I see this, like, look at around here right now. It's so beautiful. Like we're
Yeah.
sitting, in such a beautiful like piece of nature. There's like water flowing, and just like feel the air and feel the moment, right? Like life is so abundant,
Mhm.
but just because we're so in our head, that's what like makes us feel so much lack of like what
Yeah.
we could be,
What
lack
we're
of what we
missing.
could get, or lack of what we have left behind. So
Right.
there is this practice that I kind of try to do, like, day to day,
Yeah.
that I try to, when I'm like triggered or I'm overwhelmed or I'm thinking too much in my head, I try to come back to my heart, and then I kind of like make a circle around myself and then be like, okay, I'm here right now. And everything that I've left behind, even though that could be beautiful, that could be like, things that I miss or things that I long for, but that's there. And whatever is on the way, that's still gonna come. Like, I, that's still like, it's on the way, and everything that's meant to be, I'm gonna meet it. But I'm gonna meet the reality that where I'm at right now. It always just kind of helps me to come home to myself in that moment, and really helps me ground to the present. And somehow I can kind of like change my state from like lack to abundance, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like, well, it means that's the frequency of gratitude, right? It's just
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
this is something too. I mean, holding on to the past and all of like is, I had to reread. I'm just about finishing rereading The Power of Now, and
Mm-hmm.
it's such a powerful book. It hits completely different, but
Mm-hmm.
it's true. And it's like some of this esoteric stuff
Mm-hmm.
is like you talk about. They say it's like where Bashar is like your past is constantly changing based upon the moment that you. Which again, it gets a little funky. I'm still working on the time piece and how that all works, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't fucking matter. It
It
makes
does.
it makes
Yeah.
absolutely no difference because it's gone and there's nothing you can do about it. And hanging
Nothing.
on to that is just you making yourself suffering by sitting in that in your mind. It's like, should have done this, or what about that, or and all of these things.
Exactly.
But it does takes. I suppose it's that's the inner work for me was really like the meditation and whatever the reading of The Power of Now, and really just practicing it and being able to embody it, to let that stuff go, and then experiencing. It's like, well, why the hell am I in the past about the shit that went wrong when, like, right here, it's like,
Yeah.
hello, it's like, let's have fun. And, like,
Exactly.
what do I want to do next? What do I want to do tomorrow? And I really love what you just said about kind of the just be, because that was always, it's like, you think I would have learned my lesson, because, like, my initial stage was like, I got this CPA, I got the big job, I got the house, and I was like, oh, fuck, I'm miserable. Like, this is a lie. I
know.
got to the hill, right? Or it was like, what else? And then so I kind of started another one of those journeys, and it's good, like but this time I'm just more so, I had to go back to human design, and as a sacral manifesting generator, it's like, what excites me? So it's like, what's fun to do?
Exactly.
And that will lead me to
Where
like
you
do
should
the work I do, which will lead to like the higher version of me, or like wiser, whatever, like again more whole, I guess, or just we're whole as we are. I don't mean to say like I'm not incomplete in any way, shape, or form. We're whole all the time, but just to be able to have more fun, to like
Exactly.
meet, to make the more connections, to learn the new thing, and you're just doing it by following what you want to passionately do. So
Exactly.
just do it.
Yeah,
And it's
exactly.
like getting over those kind of steps to be able to, uh, again, to, it's like there's little things about, like, again, we talked about both of us on our journey of like, of just getting on the mic and just sharing it and not being scared to share it. And I'm going
Exactly.
through one of those new layers where it's like, I want to talk about some more wilder stuff because I've been,
Yeah.
and a little more, but again, it's like, that's that, but that's the journey, but it's still enjoying and appreciating, what I've kind of, the journey to get there, obviously in the now, but yeah, just having more fun and taking life
That's
far less
the whole
seriously.
key. Like our joy should be our compass.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and there is something that I'm currently working on, is that allowing myself first to be seen and deciding whatever identity I want to put myself in. It doesn't have to be like one
yeah,
way, right? Like
yeah,
earlier, I mean, I am a financial advisor
yeah,
professionally,
yeah,
but this is what I love to do, is like
yeah,
about share my life story and the insights and help people to put more soul back into themselves. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Like
yeah.
that's the stuff that I love to do. But I did put myself in imposter syndrome for about years now, thinking that I need to read more books, I need to heal more. But healing is something that it's like a work in progress. We're never gonna feel that we're fully healed and that nothing in the world triggers us, that we're so ready to change the world. The whole change, we can only ever do it for ourselves. And like we shouldn't be afraid to being vulnerable and allowing ourselves to being, like to put ourselves out
I
there,
say too much.
which yeah,
Far
which
too
I
much.
exactly. So, and this is joy. Like this is, I think this is what gives me meaning, and this is what gives me the fulfillment of like, why am I even here for?
Yeah,
Right?
right. To play the play. It's like,
Exactly.
that's the beautiful part of it. And that's like, I think getting into that, and when you start experiencing how reality shifts, like towards this inner work based upon your frequency, that you can attract the people, that you can make reality work for you,
Hmm.
instead of like, like the old game was, you got to try hard and work hard to get the shit, to get the stuff you want. It's like, that's the old game. I'm done of
Exactly.
that. Now you still gotta, I still like to, draw a map and make steps towards it, but allow yourself to have this belief, this inner knowing, and not even that, it doesn't even have to happen or manifest. It's just this trust in the universe, and with your thoughts and emotions and your reactions to how things go, just staying in that positive energy, knowing that everything is happening for you, as
Exactly.
reality is being a mirror. So it's like becoming the wiser, more reflective, more like, student. When like the bad thing happens, I like to say, oh, interesting, what's the lesson? Or
Exactly.
like, or just say, fuck that, I'm turning this way. It's like, I don't want to deal with that person.
Exactly.
We're like setting the boundary, or like
Hmm.
pivoting, or just sitting with it. Or if it's something really shitty that you have to, like, there's like too bad, your house burnt down, it's like, or someone passed away or something like that. It's just to sit and grieve and to do what you need to do to, to feel those feelings, to let go of it and then move on,
Exactly.
as cleanly as you possibly can, and then get back to having fun, living your life, and just being.
Yeah, exactly. And also learning detachment with grace,
Mm.
right?
Grace is I got Gene Key 22 twice. It's the gift of, anyways, grace. So it's just one of these things that,
Grace,
like,
I do
yeah,
see it as God's gift, like
I
God's
struggle
light,
with.
like showering upon me, that I can let go. I can
Watch my
make
words.
peace with whatever is happening. I can like it, I cannot like it, but I
Right,
know at the end of the day, it's all happening for me, through me,
right.
helping me become a better version of myself. And if I look back, there have been times when I hated it, right? Like the way stuff was happening in my life and the way I was losing people or trusting people or making those choices that brought me or made life really hard. But then at the end of the day, now when I look back, I'm so grateful for everything the way it happened,
Isn't that
because
funny?
that's what, yeah, exactly. Like that is all that has given me this version of myself today, which is I'm so I'm in so love with to be this person.
Right.
But if it hadn't happened, if I hadn't been through those experiences, I wouldn't have been shaped into somebody that I can be proud of. And I can be, I'm honored to be who I am. And I'm so excited for where I'm headed.
Mm.
And I know so much about myself that obviously, like, I only could know the capacity, that the experiences that helped me increase my capacity and, you know, expand my nervous system and be able to not be afraid of what's to come. Because I have that strength now and God's grace to be able to just move it through all and move it through all with fun.
Yeah, it's funny. Like I've been saying, as I'm kind of getting over my past and finding this new, I'm reclaiming my inner authority and this new voice and this new kind of whatever. It's like the things I'm scared of is like how powerful. Like it's weird. It's an egotistical thing to say, but it's like it's true. It's like it's like some of these teachings say it's like you can actually be more scared of your light because it's new. It's so new and it's
It
so
is.
different and it's so kind of scary to take these leaps and bounds and to be like, screw it. I'm gonna like, you kind of have this inner knowing that you should like quit the job or talk to the person or move across the world with like
Exactly.
and I think that's what the new energy of the new game is, and I can't wait to talk about. That's a whole nother podcast thing, but of just being comfortable with uncertainty and to be able to trust because things are happening so quickly, and to be able to be malleable. And something that I've seen before where you just kind of you're not like this isn't what I want, but I'm going to deal with it because it's fine, it's comfortable, it's it's I don't have to worry about anything. Like this is like everything that I need, everything that I could care for. But if you like want to do something like really fun, you kind of have to sometimes put yourself on the limb and to take the risks, and that's kind of
Exactly.
more of the scary thing. But those are like when I do those things, that's when I get the like the big, like I'd say like the leaps in my awareness, the big like I call them like jump codes is what I call them in
Exactly.
like reality creation, where I'm like, oh my god, doing this like one brave thing really like allowed me to do some things. But also I'm trying to step a little bit away from that because then I got to the point where I was like, well, now I need to go. I need to find something to like, go prove to myself, which is dumb. And you know what I mean?
I know. We
And
can.
getting back to like to challenge yourself or push yourself, which is, I think is good. I like, but this is why I really like with Buddhism, I like the middle way. So it's like, let's not go from like, eating too clean to eating to, it's like, no, let's just like have a nice, let's have fun. Let's like understand as long as we're really enjoying what we eat and we keep a good, and do things in moderation, that our body's far more intelligent and wise, and just the best piece of technology on earth is, is like our bodies, and to be able to do this stuff, and we're just tapping into that true potential in this in these new things in our DNA that's getting upgrades with this wave of consciousness that we're
Exactly.
having.
That's coming. Yes.
But
A lot
yeah,
of people are awakening and
yeah,
yeah, people are realizing their true potential and taking those steps, like the brave steps.
yeah,
Because, like, really nothing changes if nothing changes. And the change that, we want to see first, it's like from within.
yeah.
And yes, we can't, like, it's nothing that we don't need to prove ourselves. It's,
And you don't have to change anything. If you're
you don't
happy,
have
why the
to.
hell would you? It's like, well,
Exactly.
I mean, again, if you're like, but yeah, not to interrupt there, but I think that's why I had to get back to Taoist, and I'm reading like this Wayne Dwyer book of like his interpretation of the Tao, and his like, so it's like the page of the Tao Te Ching, and then he's got like 3 or 4 pages of analysis and how to like do it in a practical way or how to reflect on it. So I'm going to be doing, I'm doing that practice now and kind of doing the same thing, and I'm going to do that over a year, because Taoism, like that's where I was like, it's just this simple, like, Wu Wei is one of the, Richard Rudd would say is like possibly the greatest teaching of all time, the art of effortless action,
Right.
right? So it's really just this like developing that wisdom inside of you and allowing the wisdom of the body to unlock and to create more of what you want in your life.
Yes.
but to let go of the trying and more allowing in my life. And I can't explain it
Yeah.
Dwayne would, but it's like that allowed me to understand that it's like, okay, I can I don't have to fly to some crazy exotic place and go on an epic adventure to prove that I'm an adventure guy. It's like I've done that too. You know what I mean?
I understand.
But I wanted to do it more gracefully. It's like, but again, but part of that is like at least it's gonna make a funny story when I some of these things. But yes, that's my kind of piece on the Taoism and getting away from. I think I would like to push myself in short stints. It's like every now and again I'll do a fast or go I'd like to do vipassana sometime just to see what it's like and usually I'll learn something and to kind of challenge myself, but in a different way. I'm stop not drink for whatever a month or something like that or for longer. Who knows? Just something that you can kind of intuitively tell that might make sense for you. But yeah,
Right.
not pushing, getting away from not making my life harder than it needs to be
Mm.
because I've tried to get there fast
Mhm.
or try to my thing that was I want to get the work done again to not be in the now.
Exactly.
But
Too much in control, right?
yeah, yeah,
I guess the
yeah,
whole journey of healing is being able to live in your heart instead of living in your head, because our head is constantly picking up on fear signals based on our experiences in the past and the traumas and everything that has happened before, and we think what's going to happen in the future based on what has happened in the past. So we're too much in the control always.
yeah,
And we're all living on this autopilot mode where we are consuming. And I this is one thing that I practice on a day to day, and that is, first I realized that my whole mind, the state of mind that I have, the chaos, everything that's going on in there, it's the result of what's the input throughout the day, right? So I try to, like you said, what you want to eat or go on fast or vipassana, right? To go into that silence where we can kind of decrease that input, because when the input is reduced, then automatically the noise and the craziness in the head is gonna stop,
totally.
right? So this is something that I try as soon as I wake up, to first I wake up with a gratitude affirmation that I'm
Yeah,
so grateful for this new day, that I'm still alive and I still have a breath,
yes,
and then I have this practice of the moment I kind of step out from my bed. There's a practice that I read somewhere. I don't remember who was the spiritual guru to teach that, but they said that um, first you set an intention for the day, whatever emotion you want to set for that day. For example, today I wanted to set an emotion to claim my power back to myself,
I
right?
like it.
Or be in my boundaries and
Mm.
maintain my standards of what I've decided and set on. So whatever intention you want to set on, you take a deep breath, and first I say a prayer that I want to call upon my higher self and request to please be present with myself in this moment. And the moment I say it, something happens, energetically I kind of feel in tune with higher frequency, and that
Mhm.
my higher self really shows up, because that's the first thing in the morning and everything is quiet, and I haven't allowed myself to entertain any noise outside yet, so
Mhm.
it's easier to go in that higher realm. So I do that, I set an intention, and I get in tune with that emotion, and then I take the first step from my bed on the floor,
I love it.
and then I uh and then I drink water, and then but also my drinking water is not just for hydration, but it's more like a ritual. It's more like a sacred ritual that I try to do every day, and that is, I would fill the cup of water, I would place it right in front of
Mhm.
where my table is, and first I charge it with the energy I want to charge it with, for example, peace, or um whatever emotions you want to charge it with, health,
Hmm.
or joy, bliss, or letting go. So I call upon the energy from the higher self, and then I charge because water has memory.
Yep.
So when I charge it with the emotion and the intention I want to set it with, and I drink it, I can kind of feel it. I can feel the peace, and I can. So it's doing
Scientifically
the
proven, by the way.
yeah, it's doing the work that it. Even if my mind does not even need to understand how it's happening, but it's doing the work, right? And water has been one of
Yeah.
the biggest healing modalities. Like people with cancer, people with like diseases that doctors have completely said that there is no chance for recovery, but people have like experimented with water,
Mhm.
charging it with the right intention of healing. It has worked.
Well, why haven't? It's just crazy when we get so used to this, like, oh yeah, the placebo effect. How the placebo effect works 60% of the time. So it's like, oh, you mean to tell me 60% of the time, me believing that I'm going to heal myself by taking absolute sugar allows me to heal myself, and that's how powerful our mind is. So like the people who are saying whatever, when you like charge your water, like it works because
It does work.
because anything can be a ritual, and if you put your powerful intention in your mind and
Yeah.
belief into that, you're damn right it works. And
Exactly.
it's like so it's finding out, and it's why some of these practices have been handed down over the eons for so long, and why there's so many different ones of them, and why they can all work and resonate with different people to varying degrees. And it's like, yeah, I love that so much. So it's
Yeah.
like, do you have any other kind of like, what else keeps you grounded in the morning? I'm curious.
In the morning, then I usually try to, if the weather is nice, obviously, I try to go out, like, whether it's just in my balcony, I live in an apartment. So whether it's in the balcony, or if I can try to just like go downstairs in my building, then I really like to and try to touch the ground within the first hour as I wake up, to just like feel the earth and allow the earth to like hold me. And then I feel held by it throughout the whole day if I
Right.
can do it in the morning.
Right.
So either I would go in my balcony, do it on the ground, or downstairs. Let my feet touch the ground, and then I do some breathing. So there's like different kind of breathing techniques that I do that my mom taught me. That's going to be another podcast for that.
Yeah.
But
We'll get you back on.
yeah, exactly. That just kind of makes you really high, just like naturally with the breath.
Right.
That's something that I try to do, even for 15, 20 minutes.
I'd like to learn, because I want to know. I've been doing Wim Hof too long, and I feel like
Yeah,
it's
Wim Hof
diminishing.
is one of them. But there is
diminishing
like
returns.
Bhastrika, there is Nari Shodhana, and Brahmari. There's a few different ones that I practice, and my mom is really great at those. I think my mom will be able to teach everybody
Great.
better.
Let's do
Yeah,
it.
so I try to do those, and then after I've done the breath work and I'm really like at my center in my heart, then I try to plan my day. I try to like visualize small actions that I need to take throughout the day, and then I use I journal it, and then I open my Google Calendar, then I color code everything that like 10 to 11 so and so, like 11 to 1
Oh
so and
shit!
so.
You're
So
not
it's like,
messing around.
yeah, and this is something that I wasn't doing like from a long time. It's something that I started doing recently,
Okay.
organizing my day in a way that helps me be on
Could use
track.
that.
Yeah, because there are so many things happening all the time, like at work, or
Yeah.
people calling, or emails, this and that. It's so easy to like get distracted and just like let go of that track. So
Yeah.
yeah, so I try to like just organize everything during the first couple hours of the day, so that I can know what the idea looks like, what I need to accomplish, or what I can do.
Yeah.
And I make sure to leave rooms for just like 15 minutes, no work, just myself,
Totally.
and go out and in between meetings. Like I said, like I'm a financial advisor, so I have meetings throughout the day with clients and building a team. So I'm building a business around that. And other than that, I like to do other events. Like I did recently Lead from Within, just because I'm really passionate about, impacting people's lives and building people and sharing my story and everything that helped me to become like a more confident and a more courageous version of myself. So I like
the
to share,
service.
yeah, just the service, right? So yeah, so there's a community room in my building that I kind of host events and do these like leadership sessions there. So there's so much like work in the background behind the scenes that I kind of like to do, and I'm
love
always like thinking and yeah, taking those like nuts of steps that
Yeah.
I think yeah. And so usually that's how my day goes. And during the night is the last 2 hours before sleep. I love to be in creation mode. I'm writing a book. It's
Okay.
called
Interesting.
Come Home.
Yeah.
So I'm working on that book, and I'm hoping to release it soon, but I'm still kind of like getting everything together. So last couple hours, when everything again goes back to quiet, and I don't have to entertain any work, all
Yeah.
that
You're done
stuff.
your work, so now you do
Right.
your creative
Yeah. So
work.
I
Yeah.
love to like dance. I love to flow. I love to do ecstatic dance and write and just write my thoughts or anything that triggered me during the day, anything that happened that I kind of do a lot of like self reflection based on how I reacted now versus how I would have reacted before. Has there been growth or,
Right.
is there anything else I could have done better when it comes to dealing with relationships, connections, family, work stuff, any of that? So that's what helps me to kind of stay on track with where I'm headed and, like becoming the version of myself, like a better and a
Love it.
yeah, more wiser and a complete version of myself. And yeah, so I think this is pretty much what I do. And other than that, what helps me stay grounded is when I'm eating my food or when I'm doing like the little activities. I try to just like, for example, like if I have food on my plate, first I look at the colors. I really take a deep
Hmm.
look at what's on my plate. And then I set an intention that whatever is here, I want to thank God. I want to thank my higher self for providing for me. And then I set an intention for it to, as I eat it, like it nourishes my body, it nourishes
Mm.
my soul.
Yeah.
And like I try to like eat it very slowly
Mm.
and so that I can
I'm working
really
on
like,
that one myself.
and it's not every day that I can do it because
Yeah.
sometimes I'm eating it between meetings and work. So it doesn't really help. Like it doesn't, I'm still practicing and trying to make it better and consistent, like, so I can do it every day. But every time I do it, like I feel amazing.
Yeah. And when you're actually full, it's like the eating thing is one of the
Yeah.
few things. And I did start because I've been very careful and trying to figure out exactly. It's not really what it's what I like to eat, but also like what does my body like, and actually
Exactly.
paying attention to that, going from like the vegetarian to the vegan, back to vegetarian, back now putting chicken and fish back in, and being like, oh, my body loves like meat, and I love it too. It's like
Okay.
and but I had to start just with the not so much the other ones. That's another longer topic too about my thoughts and how. But I had to get there consciously to be like, am I okay with this? And it's also not even like it wasn't even very authentic from my point of view. It was more so like I was getting information from the guides, and that there was some opportunity for me in conscious and for my experience, and to learn, to try and be like, oh, it's actually very, very easy. First of all, it's not hard to do it. I mean, you eat beans and lentils and
Mm-hmm.
and by doing that, I found out like, holy shit, I love salads. Like, I love making a good salad, and I don't need to eat this stupid same old food every day. And my body, again, I just feel better
Mm-hmm.
about it. And then that allows me, it's like eating. So I'm finding the superfoods that are really good for me and give me tons of nutrients that I love eating. And then it's like, oh well, yeah, like we did today for Mexican food. It's like, yeah, now I'm gonna have some chiliquilas or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, and to feel really good about that, because it's like I know how well I eat, so it's like I'm gonna enjoy that hell out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that it's like, by, like you said, by consciously eating, it's like the worst thing you can do is feel bad about yourself when you're putting that in, because again, the power of the mind. And like, I got to points of my awakening where I'm like, I can eat a hot dog and make it good for me, because I thought again, just
Exactly. It
like
does work.
if you
Yeah.
can make yourself believe it,
Exactly.
right? Because again, we're in a holographic nature of reality. So can my mind actually, you know, the yogis would be able
Exactly.
to do that, right? It's
That's
like,
why visualization and manifestation works, because
Yeah.
you're just like,
I can't, but I know the hot dog is not good.
we will leave it for another podcast.
Yeah.
but
Fair. Sorry.
yeah. But there is something that I love to do, and that is I love to romanticize my life. Like, for example, if I have this free
Yes.
time and it's like a Saturday night, or like just I when I'm preparing my food, or even if my mom cooked for me, I like to plate it in a way that looks so like nice and beautiful with different
Yes.
colors, like some salad, some like nice plating with the sauce, and then I put like some candles and some really nice like aesthetic music.
Right.
And then when I'm like eating it in that environment, I don't know, it just does something to my soul, right?
It's different, right?
It's different,
like,
yeah, exactly. Because you don't have to really take yourself out to fine dining restaurant to make yourself feel special. You can really do it anywhere. It's all about the intention you want to set, and you know what I mean. Like,
Well,
that's
totally. Like,
something that I love to do, and
just for me being, single guy for a long time and wanting to like do things and being like, oh, but like I want to take someone there or do something. I'm like, fuck this. I'm taking
No.
myself on a date. And like, so it's something I
Exactly.
talked about like once a month or whenever the timing felt right, or whenever I was activated or excited to be like, I really want to go do this today. And to do that, because actually it's funny, I kind of tried doing that yesterday. I'm like, this is a waste of time. I don't really feel like doing this at all today. I was a little tired. But then I ended up going for so instead I went for a meditation with Shane. Like he's like, but again, I was lucky enough to be like, what am I doing here? I went for like a matcha, and then Shane like dinged me. He's like, oh, I forgot to mention I'm going for meditation at Shambhala. I was like, shit, I'm coming to join you. And then and then I went to see friends play music after. So I was like happy to have that balance again, to like allow myself and to know when the right time is for that, when actually felt activated to go do those things, and then just again make life just joyful and easy
Exactly.
and romantic. Like, I love that you said that, and that's something, again, I talk too much about the gene keys without having an episode that properly explains it, but that was one of the things that Richard talked about the change inside of him. It was the shadow of victim consciousness turns into the gift of freedom, and then it was the city of freedom. But he's like, no, it's like this is evolved inside of us, and now it's like the city's turned into a romance, and like that's the highest like frequency. I guess it
Frequency,
can
yeah.
be. Anyways, I don't need to talk about that, but just romancing life in general. And again, I think that's just more like the graceful way, and like enjoying the things and being the gentleman on the bus, or just being like I don't know. I just like, yeah, I think it is with anyone, with everyone. It's like you see people, like I had it happen to me yesterday. It's like, well, actually, I stopped by a store, and like this guy, and he actually reminded me of my buddy Nick. Nick's actually one of the few people that listen to this, so shout out to Nick again. And he kind of reminded me of him, but also had this like Father John Misty vibe on, and he was at the neighborhood witch or whatever. He just had this like, and I was like, man, I love your vibe, bro. And it's like. It's like you got it like a Father John. It's like, oh, I haven't heard, and you can tell. It's like it's nice, it's fun, it's romantic to give, and it's a man, but it's romantic in life to kind of give people those compliments, and I try to do that. Anytime I think of these positive things about someone, tell them. Like, why wouldn't you tell them? It's like add more joy. And then later in the day, I had someone, say that to me when I was really not feeling.
Yeah.
I haven't got over the clothes, going out and buying more clothes, because I had that part of my awakening where I gave away all my stuff, and I'm like, oh, the clothes everywhere, and like, understanding the burden that has on earth and stuff.
Yeah.
But to be like, no, I need some style, and I need to like start developing that style, and the brand of me, which is my voice, my essence, my energy, my frequency that I'm bringing, and that attracts the people that I want in my life, and it's just fun, and it's like. Again, romantic. I want to be romantic with myself. I want to be artful with myself and how I dress and having that kind of nice style. But I swung by Mech, and Buddy was just like, hey man, you got a really nice style. And I'm like, me?
That was hard.
Okay, so yeah, the tripod fell over and broke, so we're done. Bye, guys. Thank you so much for coming, Pree. You've been an absolute pleasure, and now I'm very excited to have more people on here. So
Thank you so much.
Thank you for
so
coming
much
on.
fun, and it was
Okay.
my first podcast as well, so it really helps me a lot to
let's go.
do it more.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ciao.